Welcome, guys, to this week's episode of the new 26 Harmony Kingdom. Episode 132 on the proper list, Cart Before the Ponies. Oh, God. When you see bad episodes like this one, there are only two trains of thought. You either go, one, where did it go bad? And two, how could you have done it better? Yes, this is prime rainbow rewrites fuel. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What is this episode really? Well, there is the annual Applewood Derby in Ville, something that strangely I'm familiar with, seeing that I used to live in Kentucky from ages 3 to 10 years old. Every year around the Kentucky Derby, we used to have little go-kart races out of wooden made cars. It would often be called like a soapbox derby. That's what this pretty much is. A soapbox derby for the young ones, but adult ponies are brought in as for advice and help build the carts, which is normal for most soapbox derbies. Except our three adults, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and Rarity, are the three to assist our Cutie Mark Crusaders. They all have totally opposite ideas, the Crusaders do, on what awards they want to win. Sweetie Belle wants to win most traditional. Apple Bloom wants to be the fastest cart in the yard, while Scootaloo wants to be the most creative and flashy. But it's not what the adults want. The adults want the flip flop, naturally. Rainbow Dash wants to go fast. No duh. Rarity wants to be creative. No duh. And Applejack wants to be traditional. No duh. In other words, they want their carts to match their stereotypical personalities, especially Applejack. It's headache inducing. A soapbox derby created by the Southern family, done in the Southern way, so they want to stay Southern traditional. My God, Applejack, grow as a character. My God, I'm begging you. But as for the other as for the three in general, they all had their shot at the Derby when they were fillies, and they didn't get the awards they wanted. So they're living by proxy of their kids, which is this episode's first mistake. The adults take center stage, and it's brutal. It's like taking a small hammer and hitting yourself repeatedly over the head with it. It's just so out of character for these three, especially AJ, to show some ego and some takeover for poor little Applejack. That's when you know something about this episode is horribly, horribly wrong. Although I have to take points off additionally too on a sidebar note if you're playing bingo at home. Rarity losing to Derpy Hooves in most creative. Shank yourself now, Rarity. I will gladly sharpen the knife for you. Losing most creative to Derpy. It's embarrassing. It's utterly embarrassing. as the carts, or should I say monstrosities, are built, especially in the case of rarity, the Crusaders are losing more and more fun and interest in the Derby by the second. And as the Derby takes off, the adults totally forget that the kids are driving the carts. Because naturally, they're living through their kids by proxy. They're trying to make up for something they failed at and forgetting it's not about them. Their wants come secondary in this case. But naturally, the episode's second mistake. Do the creators say anything about it? No! Because they have way too much respect and honor for their elders. There is the notion of respecting your elders, and kids, you should always do so when it's appropriate. In this situation, it is not. They're supposed to work together as a team. Be vocal. Whether you get that negative response is not the point. It's your cart, it's your derby. Take control of it. Don't allow the adults to railroad you out of your own fun. Now, the best part of the episode, and trust me, this episode is a pile, is the song Giddy Up. Yes, it's a nice southern style montagey story song that works out, that makes the traditional motif to the classic Hanna-Barbera cartoon Wacky Races. Even down to the checkered board design, and yes, even makes a little subtle reference to even Speed Racer. So this montage slash song actually works to the greater good of the episode, but it's the only good thing in it. The rest of it, especially the writing and the portrayal of the adults, is headache inducing. It's migraine getting. You feel horrible for the CMC, and naturally, when the aspect of karma ruins it for the adults, you actually cheer it. It's that bad of an episode, folks. And God, if it wasn't for the song, oh, screw it. I'm not even gonna give the song the ability to say this one. Unlike the last episode that I practically did this for last season, that I practically gave an episode a 2 because of the strength of the song. But this episode, I cannot, within viable reason, do this. Cart before the ponies, what have you done? What have you done? For only the second time in the history of this channel, you are forcing me to do this. Upon heartbreak, upon heartbreaks. You are terrible. If it wasn't for the fact that there are some genuinely funny moments through the flashbacks and through the lesson of learning to speak up to get what you want despite of age and generation gaps, that you should respect the youth like you expect the youth to respect the elders, which is a strong moral. Yes, I'll give it that. But it does not save this episode whatsoever. It was a headache to watch. It was a pain to watch. And kids, come over here and hug Uncle Nirvana. We'll sit back, we'll play some Mario Kart, and we'll actually have some fun today to get you away from these horrible, horrible adults in this horrible, horrible episode. That's right, folks. I'm giving this sucker a 1. You heard me right. This one is right up there with Mysterious Murderwell. Congratulations. Congratulations, episode. You have done something that I hoped I would never have to do on this stage. Put an episode equal to that. And here's what's worse. Murderwell is better than you. That's right, we have a new worst episode of the series, ladies and gentlemen. So that's worth some aplomb. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. And yes, I know next week will be better. I will find peace in my own nirvana, and I will totally forget this episode exists. Thank you for bringing up one of the worst parts of my childhood show. But I still love you. Even the greatest can make horrifying mistakes. And I know you'll do better next week. So until then, I'll see you then. Go watch something better, I hope. Like a Finn Balor match. Maybe that